Hi, I'm Chen-Qi.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
Hi, I'm Jin Liang.
Hi, I'm Celine. Hi, I'm Penny.
And today we'll be interviewing the founder of e27.
Hi, Mr. Belani. My name is Cindy, and I'll interview you now.
Okay.
So, can you briefly share about your company e27?
So we are a media company, and we focus on the rising innovation and technology landscape in Southeast Asia. So we cover a lot of early stage companies, investment funds, technology news that all happen within the Southeast Asia region. And we also organize one of the largest technology conferences in Southeast Asia, where close to 2,000 people attend. It's a conference called Echelon, and it happens in June every year at the Singapore Expo.
So, what was your primary motivation or inspiration for starting a business?
So I spent a year in Silicon Valley from 2006 to 2007, and when I came back to Singapore, we realized that there was no technology ecosystem in the region. So we decided it would be a good way for us to share a lot of the knowledge that we learned in the valley and to bring back those ideas in this region. So we initially started out with a media site, a blog, and then we started doing events, and the rest is history, as they say.
So, what made you think that starting your own business was a good idea?
I never actually wanted to start my own company. Yeah, it was more of a hobby at first. So the idea was to do something fun and interesting that we were passionate about. And then over time, we figured that the market really needed what we were doing. The customers came to us, and then the rest of it just evolved with the business model.
So, how does technology affect your business? Does it play a big role in your business?
So tremendous, right? Like everything that we do is run online. The entire business is based on the premise of online companies, internet companies. So we use a product called Slack, for example, internal communications, Google Apps for all our email, document management, Box for all our document archival, and all sorts of other tools like even Basecamp for project management. So our entire company is really living online.
So do you face any difficulty when you first started e27?
Yeah, tremendous. So we were still in school. So the biggest difficulty that we started out with was for people to take us seriously, right? Because we were still students. And then in the early days, because when we first started, it was just before the financial crisis. So for about 2 to 3 years of the business, there was no revenue. There was no one paying us. So a lot of what we did was just based on our savings.
So you are able to overcome it and with these difficulties you faced when you first started e27?
Yeah, we did, because we were living based on the passion that we had. And we didn't do this to make money at first. So it was a passion that was driving us. And we were lucky to be able to, I would not say lucky, but it was really a lot of hard work and perseverance that got us to where we are today.
So do you have any failure and how do you deal with it?
A lot. I mean, we had a lot of times where a lot of what we did was wrong or we didn't fail. So Echelon, for example, the conference that we do, which is very successful now, we actually had 9 different event brands that we did before that that were all failures. We all didn't work. We've had failures in terms of hiring. We hired the wrong people, so we ended up wasting time and money. There were failures in terms of markets that we went to that we didn't succeed. And so failure is a daily common thing. And the most important thing is to figure out what you can learn from that, quickly evolve and try something else.
So from all this failure, what's the learning point you learned from it?
So the key learning point is, the most important thing is to realize that you don't have to worry about failing. So one of our company's core value is to not ask for permission, but ask for forgiveness. So the idea behind that is that we want people to try as many things as possible, and even if they fail, just say sorry, learn and move on, right? So failure is not the end outcome, right? Failure is just a process to get to the way you need to go.
Okay. So do you think there's a secret to be a successful startup company?
There's no real secret. It's really just hard work, building a product that has a customer. Right? You have to always find that product and market fit. So the most important thing I would say is that you have to go out and talk to people that potentially want to buy or use your service and figure out what is the right product for them. That's the most important thing. Everything else is a discovery process. Bringing the right team, how to build the product. There's no right secret way to doing it. A lot of the information is actually available online. But the most important thing you have to do is to find out what is the right product that can fit into the right market.
What do you think are some qualities that an entrepreneur should have?
I think there are quite a few, right? Perseverance is the most, because you will really fail, your product will not work for a long period of time in most cases. Very rarely does it work at the start. So perseverance is one of the biggest things. Integrity is very key. You have to be very clear on why you're doing things, and you have to be able to communicate it to your team very effectively. And to a certain extent, I think every entrepreneur needs to be a good salesman. You need to be able to talk or sell to your customers. You need to be able to talk and sell to your consumers. You need to be able to talk and sell the company to your investors. And most importantly, when you want to hire people, you need to be able to sell them the vision, right, of what you're doing and why is it that they think something.
So, if you could go back in time to when you first started, what would you do differently?
I actually won't do anything differently, because there were a lot of stages where we made those mistakes, and if we hadn't made those mistakes, we wouldn't have been where we are today. So I think, nothing would have been different.
So it's more of a learning process.
Yeah, it was a complete learning process.
So, but if you have one advice you could give to yourself, like only one advice you can give to your former self, what would it be?
I think I would have been smarter in terms of bringing in the right kind of people into the company. So you have to figure out whether you want to bring in, you have to figure out the motivations of people for joining you and wanting to do what you do with them. Right? So I would hope that I would have been better at picking out those kind of people, because the team is everything, right?
So, if you have one piece of advice to someone who wants to start a business, for example, student, what will it be? I
would say don't do it. The most important thing to do is that, assuming you want to start a business in, let's say, e-commerce or shopping or whatever, right? Always try and find companies that are doing it first. Look at what they're doing. If you can, join them, either as an intern or as part-time kind of model. Learn from them how the business works. And then through that you will learn about the industry, and you will learn about how the market in that sector works. And only when you have that knowledge and experience, then you leave and do something of your own.
So lastly, in the end, what is the ultimate vision for E27?
So we want to be the best resource for anyone who's interested in the technology ecosystem for Asia Pacific. And this is not just for companies within this region, but for companies outside as well. So we would like the world, right, to have the best sort of information and the best access to this entire tech ecosystem for this region. So we're hoping that in future, right, when anybody thinks of technology or internet companies in Southeast Asia or Asia Pacific, they think of e27 first.
So that will be all.
Great.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.